Good morning. This morning I pulled a card for a client and I decided to read from the passage in the book to see what the book had to say about the card. And I found myself like, I think humanity could use this. I think everybody could use this. So I wanted to do a quick video, post this in my group. For those of you who are struggling to let go, you don't know how to let go of things that are going on in your life, you don't know how to forgive, you don't know how to release. Um, this really resonated for me personally, and I'm hoping it resonates for you as well. I always tell people put it in your hand and look at it, but this is a great way too. So let me read the book here. The card was the honeybee, and it says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. So, to reap all the sweetness that life has to offer, focus on compassion and forgiveness. Focus on compassion and forgiveness. Compassion means that you have heartfelt empathy for the suffering and misfortune of others, yet remain somewhat detached so that you don't take on their sorrow or distress as your own. If you're an empath, you know you do this too. There are great videos out there, and if you message me, I'd be happy to send you some that will help you learn how to protect yourself. So, forgiveness requires that you first acknowledge and accept responsibility for your judgments rather than pretending they don't exist. And I see this every day. I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. It was their fault. It was her fault. It was its fault. Accept responsibility uh, rather than pretending they don't exist or professing to always sustain a non judgmental attitude, because we all do it. But I would say, but what? I don't know. The next step is to release those judgments. To do so, think of someone, past or present, with whom you have judgments or criticisms. I'm guaranteeing you we can all think of a few. Trust that the person that comes to mind is the appropriate one to start. I would also just get like a little tablet and then write it down. The second you feel somebody, don't second guess it, write their name down. And if you get more than one, write those names down as well. Okay, trust that the person that comes to mind first is the appropriate one to start with. Consider 2 or 3 specific criticisms that you have had about this individual. This says preferably captured with one word, such as you might have thought they were selfish or they were cold, they were an asshole, a bitch. Okay, preferably one word. Find a quiet place. Go inside yourself. So don't do this when the babies are running all over or the dogs are barking. Take some time, sit with yourself in a quiet place. Okay, so let me try that again. Find a quiet place, go inside yourself, and look for that part of you that's exactly like what you're judging in the other person. It may be a very prominent part of yourself or a rather small aspect. You may identify it by recalling times when you've behaved in ways that resemble what you're criticizing. Once you discover that part of you, simply say to it, I love you and I forgive you. That feeling will also come from your heart, and it might stir up some emotions, so just be prepared for that. If necessary, repeat this 2 or 3 times and notice that any emotions that come up, well, it says notice any emotions that come up. In the coming days, be aware of any feelings that arise that may be associated with this experience. Practice this at least once a day for the next few days and see what happens. Okay, see if it clears up that you want to judge someone else. Because when we heal those parts of ourselves, we're less likely to point, because we know that it's coming from within, and then we can send those people love. Because this world doesn't need more anger, it doesn't need more hate or frustration. It needs love. And I know how corny that sounds, and people are like, Melissa, stop saying that. I'm not going to. I'll say it for the rest of my life. You can't. Oh, I'm sorry. My horses are loping by. Of course, that got my attention. You can't heal can't heal the world with more hate. Someday I think we'll know that. Maybe follow Jesus's rule. He loved everybody, even the sinners, because we're all sinners. Interesting. Let me ponder that. I hope you have a fabulous day.